Over 60 and worried about losing strength? Forget eggs. This surprising vegetable packs more protein and can help rebuild muscle naturally. Stay till the end because the final tip shows exactly how to eat it to reverse muscle loss fast. Let's start by tackling the fundamental question. Why does muscle loss seem to accelerate so dramatically after 60, even for those who believe they're eating well or staying moderately active? The answer lies in a complex network of cellular and hormonal changes that make your body less efficient at maintaining muscle tissue, even when your protein intake stays the same. To truly understand this, we need to look inside your muscle cells. Your muscle tissue is always undergoing a process of renewal, constantly breaking down old proteins and building new ones. In our younger years, this process is incredibly efficient. The signaling pathways that control muscle growth, particularly something called the M2 pathway, respond strongly to the amino acids we get from food. But after 60, the sensitivity of these pathways starts to dim. This phenomenon, known as anabolic resistance, means that the same amount of protein that once jump-started muscle growth now barely activates the cellular machinery needed to do the job. One of the main culprits behind this resistance is a decline in mitochondrial function. Think of mitochondria as the tiny power plants within your muscle cells. As they age, they become less effective at generating energy in the form of ATP, which is your cell's essential fuel. Without enough ATP, your muscle cells simply can't efficiently repair themselves or grow. Adding to this challenge, the aging process often brings a gradual increase in a subtle, persistent inflammation, which researchers sometimes call inflammaging. This constant low-grade inflammation interferes with important signals like insulin and hinders your muscle's ability to regenerate. Hormonal changes also play a significant role. The levels of anabolic hormones, those that encourage growth, like testosterone, growth hormone, and IGF-1, steadily decrease with age. This makes your body less responsive to growth cues, even when the right nutrients are available. When you combine all these factors with often reduced physical activity and sometimes lower energy intake, you create what many experts call a perfect storm for muscle loss. To make it simpler, imagine your muscles as a bustling construction site. When you're young, the foremen are alert and energetic, and the workers, your mitochondria, have plenty of tools and materials. But as you age, the foreman gets sluggish, the workers lose stamina, and persistent inflammation starts to clutter the site with debris. The blueprint for building is still there, but the energy and coordination needed for reconstruction are simply missing. This is precisely why older adults can lose as much as 3 to 8% of their muscle mass per decade after 60, even if their diet remains unchanged. And this isn't just about appearance or how strong you feel. Losing muscle can compromise your body's ability to control blood sugar, maintain joint stability, and bolster your immune system. But here's the truly good news. The latest research is crystal clear that muscle loss is not an inevitable part of aging. By wisely targeting the mechanisms behind anabolic resistance, inflammation, mitochondrial decline, and nutrient signaling, it is absolutely possible to rebuild and preserve your precious muscle well into your 70s and beyond. Now, let's tackle one of the most enduring nutritional myths in this whole conversation. That animal protein, particularly eggs, is the ultimate muscle-building food. For decades, eggs have been hailed as the perfect protein. They're affordable, packed with nutrients, and contain all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. And honestly, that reputation is well-deserved. Eggs are indeed a high-quality source of protein. But the belief that they are the absolute gold standard for muscle building, especially for older adults, deserves a much closer look. When you examine the science carefully, it becomes clear that eggs are not the only or even necessarily the best way to stimulate muscle growth after 60. The nuance lies in understanding that a food's muscle-building potential isn't determined solely by how much protein it contains, but by how effectively that protein activates muscle protein synthesis, the intricate process of repairing and building new muscle tissue. This effectiveness depends on several factors: the specific amino acid composition, how easily your body digests it, and crucially, how your body's metabolic pathways respond to that particular food. When researchers compare different protein sources in older adults, they've stumbled upon something truly fascinating. Certain plant-based proteins, especially those found in leafy green vegetables like spinach and cruciferous plants such as broccoli and kale, can stimulate similar, and in some cases even greater, anabolic signaling when consumed in sufficient amounts. The powerful reason for this is that these vegetables contain not only excellent protein, but also unique plant nutrients called phytonutrients, which actively enhance the efficiency of your cellular energy factories, mitochondria, and actively reduce the very inflammation that often sabotages muscle growth in the first place. Let's get specific. Spinach, our quiet champion, contains roughly 5 to 6 grams of protein per cooked cup. But this isn't just any protein. It's rich in crucial amino acids that support muscle recovery and the production of glutathione, a master antioxidant vital for cellular defense. More importantly, spinach contains natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. This nitric oxide is a game changer because it significantly improves blood flow to your muscles, enhances the delivery of vital nutrients, and optimizes how your mitochondria use oxygen. What does all that mean? More energy available precisely where you need it for muscle repair and optimal function. Now compare that to eggs. While eggs are famously rich in leucine, the amino acid most associated with triggering the main growth pathway, mTOR, and muscle growth, they also come with cholesterol and saturated fat. While fine in moderation for many, these might not consistently support optimal cardiovascular or mitochondrial health when consumed in excess, particularly for older adults who are less active. Moreover, eggs simply don't offer the broad spectrum of anti-inflammatory phytonutrients or beneficial nitrates that plant proteins do. So while eggs certainly provide valuable raw building blocks, plant foods like spinach offer both the high-quality building blocks and the cellular tools and even the blueprint for your muscles to build more effectively and healthily. This isn't about villainizing eggs, as they remain a valuable and nutritious food. Instead, it's about reframing our understanding of protein quality within the larger metabolic context of an aging body. For someone over 60, the challenge isn't merely to get enough protein, it's about making that protein work optimally at the cellular level. And that's precisely where vegetables rich in plant protein, micronutrients, and compounds that improve blood flow offer a significant advantage. The research supports this perspective strongly. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who regularly consumed higher amounts of plant-based protein exhibited better muscle function and experienced slower declines in strength compared to those who primarily relied on animal protein. The underlying mechanism: lower systemic inflammation and improved mitochondrial health. Let's step inside the muscle cell itself, because this is where the real magic, or unfortunately, the real breakdown truly happens. Muscle growth isn't just about lifting weights or eating protein, it's about how effectively your cells interpret those signals and translate them into action. Deep inside every muscle fiber, there are intricate molecular switches that ultimately decide whether your body builds new tissue or breaks it down. The two most crucial pathways in this delicate decision-making process are mTOR, mechanistic target of rapamycin, and AMPK, adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase, and the balance between them largely determines your body's potential for muscle building. The mTOR pathway acts like a master regulator of growth. When you consume protein, especially amino acids like leucine, mTOR receives a signal to kickstart protein synthesis. You can think of mTOR as the vigilant construction manager who directs all muscle-building activities. On the flip side, AMPK is more like the body's energy auditor. It constantly monitors your energy balance. When your body is under energetic stress from activities like fasting, intense exercise, or periods of lower nutrient availability, AMPK springs into action, directing your body to produce more mitochondria and wisely conserve its resources. Most people mistakenly assume that these two pathways, mTOR and AMPK, are simply opposites. One builds, the other breaks down, but that's a vast oversimplification. In reality, optimal, long-lasting muscle health depends on the intelligent coordination of both. You want well-timed bursts of mTOR activation to stimulate muscle growth, followed by periods of AMPK activation to help clean up any damaged proteins enhance mitochondrial function, and restore metabolic efficiency. And here's where plant proteins, particularly from vegetables like spinach, reveal a remarkable advantage. Spinach contains not only quality protein, but also incredible phytonutrients that can intelligently modulate both mTOR and AMPK pathways. For instance, compounds like beta-ecdyssterone, a natural plant steroid found in spinach, have been shown in various studies to significantly enhance muscle protein synthesis through mTOR signaling. In some research, it has even outperformed synthetic anabolic agents in effectiveness, but crucially, without any of the undesirable side effects. At the same time, spinach's natural nitrates and polyphenols actively stimulate AMPK, which in turn boosts something called mitochondrial biogenesis through PGC1 alpha, a key regulator of mitochondrial growth and cellular endurance. This remarkable dual activation creates what many experts call a metabolic harmony zone. Your muscles receive both the powerful anabolic signal to grow and the vital mitochondrial renewal that keeps them efficient, rich in oxygen, and highly resistant to fatigue. To illustrate this simply, imagine your muscle as a sophisticated hybrid engine. You want both raw power and exceptional efficiency. Animal protein primarily fuels power, switching on growth, but plant compounds like those in spinach specifically fuel efficiency. They upgrade your engine's design so it runs longer, cleaner, and stronger. When these two elements are combined, the result is stronger, more fatigue-resistant muscle tissue that ages much slower. Peer-reviewed research strongly supports this. A 2019 study published in Frontiers in Physiology showed that nitrate-rich vegetables significantly improved muscle fiber efficiency and oxygen use in older adults. Another 2022 paper reported that plant-based diets enhance mitochondrial respiration, effectively reducing oxidative stress in muscle cells. So when you thoughtfully add spinach or similar vegetables to your diet, you're not just merely feeding your muscles. You're actively reprogramming them for extended longevity. You're improving both their fundamental structure and their crucial function, which is exactly what aging muscle needs to regain its youthful resilience. Beyond the major pathways, let's take a deeper dive into the unsung heroes of muscle preservation, micronutrients and phytonutrients. These aren't just nutritional extras, they are absolutely essential coactors that ensure every cellular process in your muscles works more efficiently. Without them, even the most perfect sources of protein cannot do their job effectively. Every time your muscle fibers repair themselves after exercise or even daily activity, hundreds of intricate enzymatic reactions occur inside the cell. These vital reactions demand specific vitamins and minerals as their activators: magnesium, potassium, zinc, selenium, and various B vitamins, to name just a few. When these crucial micronutrients are in short supply, protein synthesis slows down, mitochondrial enzymes misfire, and stubborn inflammation lingers much longer than it should. Spinach, the extraordinary vegetable at the heart of our discussion today, offers an impressively comprehensive nutrient profile that supports nearly every aspect of muscle metabolism. For instance, just 1 cup of cooked spinach provides around 150 milligrams of magnesium, a mineral that acts as a vital cofactor for ATP, your cell's primary energy currency. Without sufficient magnesium, muscles cannot properly contract or relax, leading to unwelcome fatigue, cramping, and significantly slower recovery. Spinach also generously provides abundant potassium, which delicately balances cellular hydration and electrical activity within your muscle fibers. This precise balance is absolutely crucial for maintaining strength and actively preventing muscle breakdown during periods of stress or exercise. But micronutrients are only one part of this compelling story. Spinach is also incredibly rich in powerful phytonutrients like quercetin, lutein, and kaempferol. These are potent antioxidants that actively neutralize harmful reactive oxygen species, essentially molecular damage, produced during muscle stress. Excess oxidative stress can severely damage your mitochondria, slowing down energy production and amplifying muscle loss. By effectively neutralizing these free radicals, these protective compounds safeguard your mitochondrial DNA and keep your cellular engines running smoothly. Let me simplify this with an analogy. Imagine your muscles as a complex orchestra. Protein provides all the instruments, but the micronutrients and phytonutrients are the skilled musicians who know how to play them, and the sheet music that guides them. Without the musicians, the instruments just sit there. The beautiful biological symphony of repair and regeneration simply never happens. Spinach provides both the essential amino acids and the full orchestra of micronutrients and phytonutrients that ensure harmony in muscle recovery and function. Recent research is increasingly connecting these specific micronutrients with significantly improved muscle performance in aging adults. For example, a 2022 meta-analysis published in Nutrients found that magnesium supplementation substantially improved grip strength and lean muscle mass in older populations. Another study demonstrated that dietary quercetin effectively reduced markers of inflammation and improved mitochondrial function after physical exertion. These positive effects beautifully mirror what we observe when older adults consistently consume spinach. The result: better energy levels, faster recovery, and lower markers of damaging oxidative stress. The true elegance of this approach is that it doesn't rely on expensive supplements or synthetic compounds. Nature provides these critical nutrients in a balanced, synergistic form that your body inherently recognizes and utilizes with incredible efficiency. It's not just about getting more protein, it's about fostering better metabolic communication, giving your cells the complete toolkit they desperately need to stay youthful and fully functional. At this stage, you've seen how precise cellular nutrition, from amino acids to phytonutrients, actively rebuilds muscle from the inside out. But there's another absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle that determines whether your body grows stronger or weaker with age, something called hormetic stress. This concept might sound complex, but it's beautifully simple and powerful. Hormesis refers to wisely exposing your body to small, controlled, and beneficial doses of stress, like exercise, heat, or cold, that stimulate profound adaptation and resilience. The conscious combination of hormetic stress and the plant-powered nutrition we've discussed is one of the most powerful longevity tools available to anyone over 60. Here's what happens at the cellular level. When you lift weights, sit in a sauna, or even take a brief cold shower, your body interprets that mild, controlled stress as a vital signal to adapt and improve. In your muscles, this translates into activating crucial repair pathways, producing new and more efficient mitochondria, and significantly enhancing your antioxidant defenses. It's the biological equivalent of giving your body's operating system a crucial upgrade. Without these specific signals, even the most perfectly designed diet will struggle to create meaningful, lasting change because the essential stimulus for adaptation is missing. Now, when you intelligently combine these hormetic stressors with a nutrient-dense vegetable like spinach, something truly remarkable occurs. Spinach's unique phytonutrients effectively reduce the oxidative damage that often follows intense exercise, but they do not block the beneficial signaling triggered by the stress itself. This is a common mistake when people rely on excessive, isolated antioxidant supplements, which can sometimes interfere with beneficial stress responses. Instead, the natural antioxidants found in spinach work in harmony with your body's natural rhythms, lowering chronic inflammation while still allowing acute beneficial stress to do its important work. For example, after strength training, your body produces brief controlled bursts of reactive oxygen species, a type of oxidative stress that actually stimulate crucial repair. Over-supplementing with synthetic antioxidants can unwisely blunt that essential signal. However, the polyphenols and nitrates naturally present in spinach enhance blood flow, optimize nutrient delivery, and support mitochondrial repair without shutting off these beneficial hormetic adaptations. This creates what many call a smart recovery loop. Your cells experience the necessary stress, rebuild themselves stronger, and then receive optimal nourishment to recover even faster. Sauna use operates in a similar fashion. Exposure to heat increases beneficial heat shock proteins, which protect your muscle cells from damage and support proper protein folding, a key process for maintaining muscle integrity as you age. Cold exposure, on the other hand, boosts your body's norepinephrine and activates beneficial brown fat, both of which help regulate metabolism and improve insulin sensitivity. When these hormetic practices are intelligently paired with a plant-based diet rich in magnesium and nitrates, they enhance mitochondrial function even further, creating a powerful compounding effect on your longevity and energy levels. Let's make this simple. Think of hormetic stress as exercise for your cells, and spinach as the perfect strategic recovery meal your mitochondria have been waiting for. One challenges the system, the other rebuilds it smarter and stronger. Together, they form a profound synergy that can effectively turn back biological time. Studies strongly support this interplay. Research in Cell Metabolism and the Journal of Applied Physiology has shown that combining nutrient-rich diets with hormetic stressors significantly amplifies mitochondrial biogenesis and muscle protein synthesis in older adults, often far more than diet or exercise alone. Now that we've thoroughly explored the fascinating mechanisms, powerful nutrients, and beneficial stressors that profoundly influence muscle health after 60, it's time to bring all this knowledge together into a clear, immediately actionable blueprint. This is where cutting-edge science truly meets your daily life, because knowledge only truly matters when it transforms how you eat, how you move, and how you recover. Let's begin with nutrition, the very foundation. The key to successfully reversing muscle loss is absolute consistency, feeding your body the right inputs at the right times and in the right combinations. Aim for a daily protein target of around 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of your body weight. However, instead of relying solely on eggs or other animal proteins, strategically shift a significant portion of that intake toward high-quality plant-based sources, especially spinach and other dark, leafy greens. Here's how to make it effortlessly practical. Begin your day with a smoothie that includes a generous handful of cooked or frozen spinach, a scoop of high-quality plant protein, and a small source of healthy fat such as almond butter or avocado. The healthy fat is important as it improves the absorption of fat-soluble antioxidants like lutein and beta-carotene, while the plant protein provides the essential amino acids needed for robust muscle synthesis. For lunch or dinner, make it a habit to pair cooked spinach with legumes like lentils, chickpeas, or black beans. These strategic combinations create a complete and balanced amino acid profile, effectively mimicking the composition of animal protein, but with a far greater density of beneficial micronutrients and phytonutrients. Consider adding a drizzle of olive oil, fresh garlic, and a squeeze of lemon to further enhance nitric oxide activity and improve overall mineral absorption. Next, integrate those crucial hormetic stressors into your week. Make it a point to perform resistance training at least 3 times per week. Even simple body weight movements like squats, push-ups adapted to your level, or resistance band rows are remarkably effective at activating the mTOR pathway and stimulating muscle growth. Crucially, follow these intense sessions with nutrient-rich meals that prominently feature spinach or other nitrate-containing vegetables to maximize your muscle recovery and promote mitochondrial repair. On days when you're not actively training, seamlessly integrate short sauna or cold exposure sessions. A brief sauna session of 15 to 20 minutes, or even a brisk cold shower for 60 to 90 seconds, sends powerful adaptive signals to your mitochondria, encouraging them to grow, adapt, and protect themselves from future stress. These short, beneficial exposures dramatically enhance circulation, reduce chronic inflammation throughout your body, and significantly improve insulin sensitivity. All absolutely critical factors for preserving lean muscle mass. Then, never forget the paramount importance of sleep. During deep, restorative sleep, your growth hormone levels naturally peak, and your muscle tissue undergoes its most active and profound repair phase. Aim for a consistent 7 to 8 hours of high-quality sleep each night. Consider incorporating magnesium-rich foods like spinach into your evening meal to help calm your nervous system and further support deep muscle relaxation. Lastly, it's vital to monitor your progress not just by the numbers on a scale, but by more meaningful metrics like your strength, endurance, and overall energy levels. Pay close attention to how you feel. Improved stamina, less fatigue, better posture, and a stronger, more vibrant sense of vitality are all clear markers that your mitochondria and muscle cells are responding powerfully and positively. In essence, the strategic path to successfully reversing muscle loss after 60 is built upon 3 interconnected pillars: nutrient intelligence, metabolic activation, and hormetic balance. Spinach, our often underestimated powerhouse, beautifully sits at the crossroads of all three, nourishing your cells profoundly, signaling your mitochondria effectively, and amplifying your body's inherent capacity to adapt and thrive. Now that we've established a clear, practical framework, let's peel back another layer and look beneath the surface into the deeper science that elegantly connects muscle preservation with longevity itself. Because maintaining strong, functional muscle after 60 isn't just about preserving your mobility or your appearance, it's about keeping your entire biological system youthful, resilient, and robust. Here's what the latest research compellingly shows. Muscle tissue is far more than simply a structure that moves your body. It is, in fact, an active endocrine organ, meaning it constantly communicates with the rest of your body through fascinating molecules called myokines. When you contract your muscles through daily activity or exercise, these myokines are released into your bloodstream, where they influence critical functions in your brain, your liver, your immune system, and even your mitochondrial networks. You can think of your muscle as a central communication hub that actively tells your body how to age. One of the most thoroughly studied myokines is called irisin, which is released particularly during exercise and muscle contraction. Irisin plays a vital role in helping to convert less metabolically active white fat into brown fat, a more metabolically active type that actively burns energy rather than simply storing it. This crucial process not only aids in healthy fat regulation, but also profoundly supports better glucose control and improved insulin sensitivity. When your muscle mass unfortunately declines, so does irisin signaling, which can in turn accelerate metabolic dysfunction and chronic inflammation. This is precisely why sarcopenia, the loss of muscle with age, is so often strongly linked to frailty, cognitive decline, and numerous chronic diseases. But here's where the power of nutrient synergy once again comes into sharp focus. Vegetables like spinach don't only fuel muscle repair, they also actively support a healthy myokine balance. The nitrate compounds, magnesium, and abundant antioxidants from spinach work together to enhance blood flow and oxygen delivery, which creates an optimal environment in which these vital signaling molecules can operate effectively. They help keep your muscles talking efficiently and coherently with your other organs, thereby maintaining precise coordination across all your body's systems. This interconnected relationship is what scientists now aptly call the muscle longevity connection. Strong muscles inherently mean greater mitochondrial density, significantly lower inflammation levels, and improved metabolic flexibility. That incredible ability to efficiently switch between burning fat and carbohydrates for fuel. These interconnected traits are precisely what define biological youth, regardless of your chronological age. To simplify this concept with another analogy, picture your body as a vast, vibrant city, and your muscles are its indispensable power grid. When that power grid is strong, well-maintained, and consistently well-fed, every single building, your brain, your heart, your immune cells, receive steady, clean, reliable energy. But when that power grid begins to weaken and falter, the entire city starts to flicker and fail. Maintaining robust muscle through nutrient-rich foods like spinach and strategic hormetic activation keeps that essential power grid alive, adaptive, and fully functional, even decades later. Emerging evidence robustly supports this profound link. A 2020 study published in Aging Research Reviews conclusively determined that maintaining lean muscle mass is one of the most powerful predictors of reduced mortality and significantly extended health span. Similarly, studies focusing on dietary nitrate intake clearly show that a higher consumption of green vegetables is directly associated with better mitochondrial function and longer telomere length, both key biological markers of slower cellular aging. So, when you choose to strengthen your muscles, you're not just protecting your mobility, you are actively rewriting your body's longevity code, profoundly lowering inflammation, significantly improving energy production, and sending powerful biochemical signals that emphatically tell your body, stay young, stay strong. We've now journeyed through the science, the nutrition, and the impactful lifestyle strategies that empower people over 60 to actively reverse muscle loss and reclaim their profound vitality. It's time to bring all these transformative insights together into a clear, actionable plan, something you can begin applying effectively starting today. First, let's quickly recap the most crucial insights. We understood that muscle loss after 60 is a complex process driven by anabolic resistance, a decline in mitochondrial efficiency, chronic inflammation, and less favorable hormonal changes. We learned that simply eating more protein isn't a complete solution. We discussed how eggs, while certainly valuable, are not the sole or even necessarily the optimal source of muscle-supporting amino acids for older bodies. Crucially, we discovered how certain vegetables, especially our powerful spinach, offer a unique combination of complete protein, critical micronutrients, and potent phytonutrients that work synergistically to reduce inflammation, significantly enhance mitochondrial function, and amplify muscle protein synthesis far beyond what traditional protein sources alone might achieve. Next, we explored the fascinating cellular mechanisms, mTOR, AMPK, and PGC1 alpha, and how intelligent plant compounds elegantly modulate these pathways to improve both your raw strength and your enduring stamina. We then recognized that vital micronutrients like magnesium, potassium, and a spectrum of antioxidants create the perfect internal environment your cells need to repair, recover, and grow effectively. Furthermore, we embrace the concept of hormetic stressors, understanding how targeted resistance training, thoughtful sauna use, and invigorating cold exposure act as crucial signals that trigger deep cellular adaptation, thereby dramatically amplifying the benefits of a nutrient-rich diet. Finally, we grasp that maintaining strong functional muscles does much more than merely preserve your mobility. It actively enhances myokine signaling, fosters metabolic resilience, and fundamentally extends your overall longevity. So, what does a truly practical, science-based approach actually look like? Start by consciously incorporating 1 to 2 cups of cooked spinach into your diet daily. Pair it thoughtfully with legumes like lentils or beans, or even high-quality plant-based protein sources to ensure you're getting a complete and robust amino acid profile. Commit to resistance training 3 to 4 times per week. Even if it's just with your own body weight or resistance bands, these movements are incredibly effective. On days when you're not lifting, weave in short sessions of sauna use, 15 to 20 minutes, or invigorating cold exposure. A 60-90 second cold shower is often enough to keep those mitochondrial adaptation signals firing. Absolutely prioritize 7 to 8 hours of deep restorative sleep each night, as this is when your body's growth hormone peaks and essential repair happens. Consider having magnesium-rich foods like spinach as part of your evening meal to further support muscle relaxation and nervous system calm. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, monitor your progress not just by the numbers on a scale, but by how you feel. Your increasing strength, your improved endurance, your growing energy levels, better posture, and a clearer, more vibrant sense of overall vitality. These are the true markers that your mitochondria and muscle cells are joyously responding. Here's your direct challenge. Choose just one actionable step from this discussion to implement this week. Add a spinach-rich meal to your daily routine, commit to 2 focused resistance workouts, or bravely try a brief cold shower. Observe closely how your energy, your recovery, and even your muscle tone begin to respond. These small, yet powerfully targeted changes create a profound ripple effect at the cellular level, significantly improving your muscle health, enhancing your metabolic efficiency, and boosting your long-term vitality. Remember, aging does not have to mean an inevitable decline. With the right precise nutrition, intelligent lifestyle interventions, and a foundational understanding of your body's amazing biology, it is entirely possible to actively rebuild strength, profoundly improve your energy, and confidently extend your health span. Every thoughtfully chosen meal, every intentional movement, and every beneficial hormetic stressor is a unique opportunity to signal your cells to stay strong, resilient, and youthful.